Here is a number that should stop you cold. 56%. That's the percentage of Americans who have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. Not 100,000, 10,000. And the median retirement account balance for people between 55 and 64 years old, people who are supposed to be in their prime saving years, is just $134,000. At standard withdrawal rates, that money runs out in about 3 years. Welcome to Wealth Blueprint. Today we're going to talk about why 90% of people retire broke. Not because they were lazy, not because they were unlucky, but because nobody ever gave them the blueprint. And then we're going to hand you that blueprint in 5 concrete steps. Let's get into it. So why does this keep happening? Why, in the wealthiest era in human history, with more financial tools available than ever before, do most people still reach 65 with almost nothing? There are 4 root causes, and they all work together like a slow leak in a tire. You don't notice until it's too late. First, people confuse activity with strategy. They have a savings account, maybe a 401k they contribute to occasionally, and they feel like they're doing something, but doing something and doing the right thing are completely different. The average American saves just 4.4% of their income. Most financial experts agree you need a minimum of 15% to retire comfortably. That gap doesn't just slow you down, it compounds in the wrong direction for decades. Second, inflation is eating your savings alive. Right now, a standard high-yield savings account pays around 4 to 5%. That sounds decent. But long-term inflation averages around 3%, and real lifestyle inflation, housing, healthcare, education, runs much higher. You're barely treading water. Third, people plan for retirement the way they plan for vacation. Vaguely, with optimism, and always starting next year. According to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, only 42% of Americans have ever tried to calculate how much money they actually need to retire. The rest are just guessing, and guessing with your financial future is how you end up broke. Fourth, and this is the big one, lifestyle creep. Every raise, every bonus, every promotion, the spending goes up to match the income. The wealth never actually builds. We'll come back to this in detail. Now let's talk about how you avoid all of this. 5 steps, starting with the most important foundation. Step 1. Know your real retirement number. This isn't the vague goal of saving enough or being comfortable. This is a hard number with math behind it. The most widely used formula is called the 4% rule, developed from the Trinity study. Here's how it works. In retirement, you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year without running out of money over a 30-year period. So to find your retirement number, take your expected annual expenses in retirement and multiply by 25. If you expect to spend $50,000 a year, you need $1.25 million. If you expect to spend $80,000 a year, you need $2 million. Write that number down. Make it real. Most people never do this, and that's precisely why they end up short. Step 2. Automate before you think. This is not a motivational tip. It's backed by hard behavioral science. A study by Vanguard found that when companies automatically enrolled employees in 401k plans, participation rates jumped from 49% to 86%. When you have to opt in, you procrastinate. When it's automatic, it happens. The same principle applies to your personal finances. Set up automatic transfers to your investment accounts the same day your paycheck lands. Pay yourself first before rent, before groceries, before subscriptions. Even $200 a month, automated from age 25, grows to over $300,000 by 65 using a conservative estimate. Make it $300 a month and you're looking at nearly $500,000. Automation removes the willpower equation entirely. Step 3. Invest. Don't just save. This is where most people lose decades of potential wealth. Keeping your retirement money in a savings account feels safe. It is not safe. It's a guaranteed slow loss when you account for inflation and opportunity cost. The S&P 500 has delivered an average annual return of approximately 10.7% over the last 50 years, including every crash, every recession, every market panic. You know what $300 a month invested in an S&P 500 index fund grows to over 35 years at that average return? $1.1 million, $300 a month. That's $10 a day. The vehicle matters enormously. For most people, the simplest and most effective approach is low-cost index funds inside a Roth IRA or a 401k with employer matching. If your employer matches your 401k contributions and you're not maxing that match, you are literally leaving free money on the table. That's a 50 to 100% instant return on your investment before the market even does anything. Use it. Step 4. Kill lifestyle creep before it kills your retirement. This is the quiet destroyer. Here's how it works in real life. You're making $60,000 a year, living comfortably, saving a bit. You get a raise to $75,000. Instead of investing that extra $15,000, you get a nicer car, a bigger apartment, more restaurants, more travel. Now you're saving the same amount as before, maybe even less because your fixed costs are higher. This happens at every income level. People earning $200,000 a year are just as vulnerable as people earning $50,000. The math is brutal. If you increase your lifestyle spending by $500 per month instead of investing it, you don't just lose $500. You lose the compounded future value of that money, which over 35 years at 10% is over $1 million. One lifestyle upgrade, $1 million gone. The antidote is what financial experts call paying yourself first and keeping your savings rate fixed as a percentage of income. Every time your income grows by 10%, your investment contributions grow by 10%. Your lifestyle can grow a little, but proportionally not dollar for dollar. Step 5. Build multiple income streams. This isn't just advice for entrepreneurs. This is a mathematical reality. The Federal Reserve data consistently shows that the wealthiest individuals don't rely on a single paycheck. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Now, you don't need 7 streams overnight, but you do need more than one. Why? Because a single income stream is a single point of failure. A layoff, a health crisis, an industry disruption, and your entire financial plan collapses. What does a second or third income stream look like in practice? It could be dividend income from an investment portfolio. It could be rental income from a property or even a room in your home. It could be a side business, freelance work, or royalties from something you create once and sell repeatedly. The goal isn't to hustle yourself to death. The goal is to build income that doesn't require all of your time, so that by the time you retire, you're not entirely dependent on drawing down a single nest egg. Let's bring this together into an honest reality check. The reason 90% of people retire broke is not bad luck. It's a lack of a system. They never calculated their number. They saved passively instead of investing aggressively. They let lifestyle inflation consume every raise. They depended on one income source, and they kept saying they'd start next year. The 10% who retire wealthy are not necessarily smarter or higher earners. They started, they automated, they invested consistently, they protected their savings rate, and they built redundancy into their income. The data is clear. Someone who starts investing at 25 versus 35 ends up with roughly 2.5 times more wealth by retirement. Not because they're a better investor, but because compound interest had 10 extra years to work. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best